But first to South Africa.
In the midst of their victorious series against the Lions, South Africa took some time out to visit the township of Soweto. Soweto had been the scene of severe unrest in the 1970s during the old apartheid regime and was a place of grinding poverty and hardship. 30 years on, much has changed, and the Springboks were only too happy to take part in a coaching session.
It's really special to see kids just coming out enjoying themselves without having to worry about cutting their feet on rocks and broken glass, and without having to worry about what time of day or night they have to play in. There's floodlights here, so they can go the whole day, whole night, and just giving them that opportunity at success. And I think it's important that we just to inspire them.
Townships such as Soweto will play their part in supplying the next generation of players. But whilst rugby might be the #1 sport in the country, it's facing stiff competition from football. The Confederations Cup took place at the same time as the Lions Tour, and football is a sport on the rise.
Obviously, as professional rugby players and sportsmen, we get so much, and sometimes it's just good to be able to give back a bit. This is obviously the future of our rugby. It's the future of our country, and it's a reality that we are competing with soccer as well, and obviously hosting 2010 next year. We want the kids to start playing rugby and get involved in the game.
Meanwhile, there was a reflective mood within the Lions camp as the players were left to contemplate what might have been. But despite the loss of the series, there was a real sense of determination within the team to finish the tour on a high note, with victory in the third and final test in Johannesburg.
Oh, I think we've got to win the game, and that's the plan. And again, we've got to perform well. If we go out there on Saturday and are well beaten, then you've got nowhere to hide. Then it would have been very disappointing.
Everything isn't on the line, like it probably was last Saturday, but still for a lot of us it's going to be a chance to pull on a Lions test jersey again, and the way the tour has gone, the way it's been managed, the way we've tried to manage ourselves, we won't be taking that lightly.
And so to Ellis Park, the spiritual home of South African rugby, as the Lions look to gain some consolation from the series. And in the first scrum of the match, the recalled Phil Vickery gained revenge on his tormentor from the first test as he out-scrummaged Tendai Matawarira, and the Lions' set piece would be dominant all day. Both sides exchanged penalties, but it was the visitors who scored the first try of the match.
The Lions back in South African territory again. This is Phillips. Heaslip taking it on. Great work by Heaslip. Now, Williams on his shoulder. Shane Williams. And Shane Williams is in for his first try of the tour. And the Lions deservedly ahead. Lions defence rock solid. Juan Smith stopped this time. And the Lions have stolen it. Shaw fishes it out. Phillips, the space on this side. And Flutie goes for it. Flutie just needs the bounce now, and he's got it. Brilliant by Flutie. Shane Williams in again. Second try of the match, and the Lions in the lead, 13-3. Well, a South African try now would undo all the Lions' great work so far. This is Pienaar digging it out. Mass defence by the Lions. The captain O'Connell in there. Pienaar again, the backs queuing up for it. Frans Steyn, Monya's intercepted it. It was intended for Kirshner, and he's away. Nokwe in pursuit. Look at the Lions bench. He missed 2 in the first test, but he's made sure here.
So the Lions avoided the dreaded whitewash, winning 28-9, and in doing so equalled their biggest ever margin of victory over South Africa.
Well, the ball bounced in their favour today, but all credit to them. They were brilliant on the day, and they took their chances, and yeah, the scoreboard shows it.
I just think both sides entered into a great spirit. That first 15 minutes was, one of the toughest test matches I've ever played in. The lungs are burning out there, and it's full credit to South Africa as well. They played. They played some great rugby, so it's the few defining moments. Obviously, Ugo's interception, I think, was the killer blow, and finally we've had a bit of luck, which perhaps we missed in the last 2 games.
I think we came out and we did the job already last week, but I think this week we came with a much more relaxed attitude to the game, and I think that didn't pay off. But yeah, all credit to them, they played well.
It's been a real experience. You know, I've loved every second of the 6 weeks long. You know, made some really good pals out here, and you know, I never thought I'd say it, but you know, we're going to miss the boys from the other nations, and you know, when we get back now at home, we'll be knocking lumps out of each other again.